Well, that's a first. That's a first, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm glad I got y'all back here. Something came across the screen that said YouTube crashed. I've never heard that. I see the screen is getting a little, shaky, and I'm on Wi-Fi, 5G. You think something is happening? Are they tampering with me? Am I saying something that I'm not supposed to be saying? Do I know too much? How many of y'all ever seen that movie Phantasm? Phantasm with the tall man. You know too much, boy. Yeah, they had a Phantasm 1, 2, and 3. It was like, I think they started in the late 70s and ended in like the mid 80s. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I think I was talking about Chicago, the helicopters. What do they know? Are they planning urban warfare? Is that drill that they did with the helicopters flying through downtown Chicago? Is that for us, or are they practicing for something somewhere else, like in another country? You know, maybe they're practicing to fly through Iraq and do urban warfare, but I think it'll be much different. The U.S. city, urban areas are much different than any other countries. I would think, don't you? Yes, Devil Dog. I think you're onto something. And the reason why I say that, what he said was it could be U.S. martial law. I think so. I heard something advocating said in order for Trump, they're saying that this is what QAnon is saying. There's 50,000 indictments, sealed indictments, that are now being unsealed. They say, mm-hmm, they're saying that George Bush Sr.'s his name, his case has been so with the sealed indictments. They have the indictments with a number on them. There's no name. That's why it's sealed. That's why it's secret. They take them to the court that they're gonna, open it and bring the person in, and they drop them in these courts all over the U.S., all over the United States. So all over the United States. And then when it's your time, when they get to that particular indictment, they open it. There's a name on it. There's an arrest warrant that goes out for that person, and they go pick them up, and then they start it. The rumor is, and it may not be a rumor because there's a docket number, there's a case number for George Bush Sr. His sealed indictment has been unsealed. And it's supposed to have something to do with 9/11 and a lot of other things. And it's supposed to be military tribunals. These are the things that happen in the dark. But they said that, I don't know if this was Q or where I heard this information from, but they're saying martial law. They say President Trump may declare martial law. It's a good thing, to keep order while he arrests all these pedophiles and drain the swamp, in other words. He may declare martial law temporarily. I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that because who's to say that we've seen enough of those movies, the end time movies, the how America falls and a new government rises. They always declare martial law, and it's never temporary. When they take it down, they put you under martial law, and when it comes back up, you're under a new system. Either you take this mark, or you can't participate. The mark of the beast system is here, guys. It's here. So how many of you have heard about Nibiru, Planet X? How many of you have heard about the observatory? Was it last week or the week before? Sunspot Observatory in New Mexico was shut down. And they shut the post office down. And they closed a few houses down. And then they came back and said, I forgot the crazy reason it was for. But it didn't make sense. Why would you shut down the observatory and the post office and some houses? For some, I forgot. Like I said, the reason didn't make sense. So it didn't even stick what they, the lie they told. It wasn't a good enough one. That'll cause you to remember it. But the real reason may be, some say it's because they found information that the Chinese were spying? Excellent point. That the Chinese were spying and they found the devices, and so that's what that was about. Others say that. So what happened was on September the 20th, we were supposed to do the first presidential alert where he texted everyone in the country with a cell phone. And when they were asked, well, when we start doing this, they said, oh, no, we've been doing this. We do this every 2, 3 years. But this is the first one. We've been doing it, but this is the first one. I said, oh, no, it's normal. But they changed it because he had some meetings and stuff going on, some important stuff. So they changed it to October the 3rd. Today's October the 1st. So that'll put us at Wednesday. Are we going into martial law on Wednesday? Are we going to do a strike on one of these countries on Wednesday? Are we expecting a strike on Wednesday? Or is it just a test like they say? We do it all the time. Me? I'm a man that's older than 30. I'm in my early 40s. I mean, we've never had this. Cell phones have been around. I was alive when cell phones came out. I remember when they had the big phones in the bag. Ever since then, we ain't been having no president texting everybody. But they say we do it all the time. No, try that on somebody else. I remember. So what we don't know about is that Coro 7B, you can look it up, COROT 7B, it's a planet. They call it the planet Hale. Some call it the winged disk planet. Some call it planet X. Some call it Nibiru. Is in our solar system, hanging out with the sun. One side of the planet is totally black, icy cold. The side that faces the sun looks like it's made out of iron. Wait a minute. Did you hear that? Looks like it's made out of iron. What happens when you put iron in the sun? You're right. It starts glowing. And that son of a gun is fire coming off the planet. Go look it up. It's called Planet Hale. It's called Nibiru. It's called Coro or Corot 7B, COROT. It is in our solar system. And it has this is the catch. This is the brace yourself. It has objects following it, like spaceships. So, are we expecting aliens? Or is this the demon army? Or is this God sending his angels to come get his people and take them to the promised land before the seventh seal opens? See, this is the part this is where we need to be. I mean, what is this going on? And they say that the planet, we all know that iron is metal, is magnetized, gravity, flowing through space. They said it's like 7 times bigger than the Earth, and so it has a lot of. It's messing with our ionosphere, our atmosphere. It's messing with the Earth is magnetized. We have electricity flowing through us, and this big planet. If you would read the Genesis revisited account, how this planet comes through every 3,600 years. And they also say the last time it came, the Anunnaki came with it. Who or what are the Anunnaki? Okay, so on the Egyptian hieroglyphs, on the ancient Sumerian texts, and artwork from ancient civilizations all around the world, all around the world, they show these beings right? On the wall that are bigger than humans. Some of them had faces like animals, and they all had wings. And these things said they were our gods. They created us. But they got destroyed in the flood, a lot of them. I don't think no God gonna get destroyed in the flood. So are they aliens? Are they our gods? Are they demons? Are they devils? What are they coming here for? And then did you see that there was an article where Hillary says she's going to be the post-Nibiru president? She's going to reign forever. And she said after she died, Chelsea's going to take over. And they said, oh, that's a lot for a tall order for one person. She said, oh, no, I'm not going to be alone. She said, Obama the Great will be with me. Now, what is she saying there? Are these the reptilians coming? Are these the people that's going to put the Antichrist in power? Is Hillary the Antichrist? Is Obama the Antichrist? What ties do they have to these things that are coming? Planet Hell, Nibiru, Coral 7b is in our solar system. So in the West Coast, when they see it 2 times a day. They see it early in the morning when the sun rises because they see 2 suns. And then they see it late at night and they see 2 suns. And this planet, when you look at it with the telescope at a close-up, it looks like a planet with windows and fire coming out of it. Literal fire. There's a guy named Rap the News. He said, Planet Hell. So he goes to Revelation 6. He said, the guy, behold, a pale horse, and he who sitteth on him, his name is Death, and hell follows with him. So he says there's a hell above and a hell below. He's saying that planet, Nibiru, Planet X, Korat 7b, however you pronounce it, is the hell above. This could be some of the stuff that we thought was legend. All the movies, all the superhero movies, all the destruction movies, all the legends and tall tales about the Cyclops and all these other things that was on Earth. This could be it coming back to us now. Don't mean to scare y'all. Okay, on another note. Since Devil Dog just mentioned that, I mentioned that we flew the 2 U.S. B-2 bombers over the Spratly Islands, the South China Sea islands that are claimed by all the countries near them, but China's just taking it all of a sudden. For years, they've never claimed it. Now, all of a sudden, they've taken it, said it's ours, and they're building military bases there. Well, like I said, we flew 2 B-2 bombers over them to let them know we're serious about it, and we were escorted by Japanese jets. Like a day or 2 after, China's Air Force had live fire military drills with the planes, with their jets. It's like, come through here again. And Devil Dog's reporting. I'll look it up right quick, saying that we just had a close encounter. The U.S. military just had a close encounter within 45 feet of Chinese warships in the South China Sea. Let me look that up for you right quick. Because this could be, we don't know. They have a plan for us, Yeah, it's looking bad. It's looking bad, guys. Looks like we're continuing to send warships by those islands in the South China Sea, and China is not liking that. They're trying to find a way to do something about it. It's looking bad, guys. It's looking bad. Well, for a final note, I have to say this. This could be a dynamic that changes everything. The African Union ambassador has done an invitation, or should I say a call home, to Africans all across the diaspora who left Africa because of brain drain or because of slavery, were taken off of the continent. Um, they're making a plea for Afro Latinos in Brazil and other places because we know, at least that we were told, that there were more slaves taken to Brazil than to the U.S. So the number of quote unquote African, I guess you would call that South Americans is the number of African Americans. So it's more quote unquote black people in Brazil than it is in the U.S. They're calling from regardless of the language they speak, whether it's Portuguese, Spanish, Haiti, French. I mean, um, the African Americans. They're calling for everyone to go back to Africa. Um, that's never been done in history. Never. Some of the African nations have apologized for slavery. Uh, okay, there's a claim out that said that they sold, the inhabitants into slavery. Whether that's the case or not, they apologize for it, and they're asking for a return. They said that it's an untapped resource, the whole entire continent. They have all the minerals that the world needs. They have everything that the world is fighting over is there. It's undeveloped. Western nations and Eastern nations are trying to make them loans. Here, take this money because they can foreclose on stuff if you can't pay it back. But the terms of the agreement is going to make sure that you won't be able to pay it back. So they're saying African Americans from America, Canada, Central America, South America, from Europe, from wherever you were taken or wherever, however you got there, since they say that. Now, this is a deep one. We're going to have to go into this because white people hadn't always existed. See, that was a part of a plot, a plan, right? White people were invented in the 1600s. That term, white. Now, before that, there was no white, there was no black. But I think that, see, the Pope sanctioned slavery in the 1500s, and it was to make war, pillage on what they say Negroes worldwide. In other words, black people. So, in order to do that, they had to create white people because they were all separated. The French and the Spaniards, they're not the same. No. They were all separated. But they came up with, hey, let's have a common identity and we're just going to say white, period. When you get to America, no more I'm an Irishman, no more, I'm Swedish or Switzerland or Nordic, whatever. You're just white. And if you're not white, you're black. But that didn't work too well because that would have gave the sense of census too big of a numbers on the black side. So they take the blacks and break it down. You can be black, but if you're a Spanish speaker, well, then you're not black. If you speak Portuguese and you're black, well, no, you're not black. So yeah, they break it down in Native American, all these different categories amongst the blacks to make it your section is so small. But us, we just white. So the number's big. You throw all these different countries, different languages, all into one category, white. Swell the numbers. We the majority. See, y'all are really the majority, but we break y'all. We the way we define y'all. We break it down so little to where each one of y'all little groups is smaller than ours. Well, that's about to turn around now. So, you can look it up. It's on the internet. The African AU, the African Union ambassador, is issuing a call home to the melanated people around the world. They're making it easy to get passports, to become citizens, dual citizenship, to own land, to start businesses, to invest. They're making it easy because they know that we, melanated people that's been in America, Europe, Latin America, we know how things work. We built everything. We, invented mostly everything. So they need it there. And they're tired of getting screwed by the West, the US and the British and the French and everybody else. They're tired of getting screwed by the East, by China and Russia and the Indians from India. And they want their people back. Since that's the narrative that they gave to us. Okay? So they want their people back to come and build. And guess what the project is called? And I'll leave it at this. Wakanda. The Rise of Wakanda. Black Panther. Well, with that said, good people, thank y'all for joining in. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe, and Beyond Babbitt. If we hear anything in the meantime, between times, I'll be sure to let you know. Beyond Babbitt, over and out.